Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family, because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling.
What if the person you care about cannot stand beside you, but still finds a way to be there in every moment that matters? Not through grand gestures, not through public declarations, but through something quieter, something almost invisible, yet impossible to ignore. In an industry where presence is often measured by appearances and headlines, a different kind of story has begun to capture attention. A story that does not shout, but lingers. A story that makes people pause and feel. When news quietly surfaced that Liu Yuning had arranged for his own team to be present on Zhao Lusi's filming set, something shifted. There was no official statement, no dramatic reveal, just a subtle detail. And yet, it was enough to set the entire fandom into motion. Because sometimes the softest actions carry the loudest meanings. And suddenly, one simple question began to echo across viewers' minds. Why would someone go this far unless it truly meant something? Filming a drama is rarely as glamorous as it appears on screen. Long hours stretch into the night, emotions are pushed to their limits, and behind every polished scene lies exhaustion that few ever see. For Zhao Lusi, known for her warmth and effortless charm, the weight of maintaining that image while navigating demanding shoot schedules is something she carries with quiet strength. Surrounded by crews, cameras, and constant activity, it is easy to assume she is never alone. But in reality, being surrounded does not always mean being supported. This is where the story takes on a deeper meaning. Liu Yuning did not step into the spotlight. He did not make his presence obvious. Instead, he chose something far more thoughtful. By sending his trusted team to the set, he created a form of presence that did not disrupt, did not demand attention, but still fulfilled a purpose. It was practical, considerate, and above all, intentional. These were people who could ensure she was eating properly, resting when possible, and simply not facing the pressures alone. What makes this gesture resonate so strongly is not the action itself, but the mindset behind it. It reflects awareness. It suggests that someone's been paying attention, noticing the small details that often go unseen. In a fast-moving environment like the entertainment world, where schedules rarely align and distance is unavoidable, this kind of effort stands out. It is not about convenience. It is about choosing to care, even when it requires extra thought. As the story spread, fans did what they often do best. They began to look back. Past interviews, shared moments, fleeting glances during public appearances, everything started to feel different. What once seemed ordinary now carried a subtle weight. The tone of his voice when her name was mentioned, the calm yet attentive energy he displayed in her presence. None of it was loud, none of it demanded attention, but together it formed a pattern that was difficult to ignore. And perhaps that is what makes this story so compelling. It does not rely on confirmation. It does not need labels. Instead, it invites interpretation. Some see it as friendship, others as deep respect, and many feel there may be something more quietly growing beneath the surface. But regardless of perspective, one thing remains consistent. The action itself feels genuine. There's also something universally relatable about this moment. Beyond the world of celebrities, beyond the cameras and headlines, it touches on a simple human desire, the desire to be remembered, to be cared for in ways that do not need to be announced, to know that even when someone cannot physically be there, they are still thinking of you, still finding ways to support you. Interestingly, this kind of care often goes unnoticed in everyday life. It is not dramatic enough to trend, not visible enough to be celebrated. It suggests that the connection goes beyond surface level interaction. It implies a willingness to be involved, even indirectly, in someone else's well-being. At the same time, Zhao Lusi's position in this story adds to its emotional depth. Known for her bright energy, she represents someone who gives a lot to others. Seeing her receive this kind of thoughtful attention creates a sense of balance. It feels reassuring. It feels deserved. And for many viewers, that alone is enough to create an emotional response. As conversations continue, the narrative evolves. It is no longer just about a single action. It becomes a reflection of something larger. A reminder that care does not always need to be visible to be meaningful. That sometimes the most impactful gestures are the ones that happen quietly, away from the spotlight. And perhaps the most powerful aspect of this story is the question it leaves behind. What does it truly mean to care about someone? Is it about always being physically present? Or is it about making sure they are supported, no matter the distance? Is it about words? Or is it about actions that speak without needing to be explained? For Liu Yuning, the answer seems to lean towards action, a choice to prioritize someone else's comfort, even in his absence. And for Zhao Lusi, the meaning of that gesture is something only she can fully understand. But for those watching from afar, it becomes something personal, a reflection of the kind of connection many hope to experience in their own lives. Because in a world that often feels rushed and impersonal, stories like this slow things down. They remind us that genuine care still exists. That even in environments built on performance and appearances, there are moments that feel real. Moments that are not scripted, not exaggerated, but simply felt. And maybe that is why this story continues to stay with people. Not because it answers every question, but because it does not need to. It leaves space for interpretation, for emotion, for hope. And sometimes that is more powerful than any confirmation. If you found yourself drawn into this story, if it made you pause even for a moment and reflect on what care truly means, then you are not alone. These are the kinds of moments we all quietly look for, whether we realize it or not. Thank you for spending your time with us today. If you enjoy uncovering stories that go beyond the surface and explore the emotions behind them, don't forget to subscribe to Update X 24 Hours. Your support helps us continue bringing you meaningful content, one story at a time. Stay with us, and we will see you in the next video.